Road rage in OKC leads to someone in a car firing their gun at another. I'm Abigail Ogle.
I'm Evan Onstott. We're following that story and more today in your top 5, including one person killed after a motorcycle crash overnight. Another person is dead after being hit by a car on I-240. And a busy first alert forecast that we are tracking in the next week. But let's start right now with that case of road rage. This was the scene from this morning, as police are now investigating what happened.
And KOCO's Dakota Wampikichi was there to bring us the latest on the scene that police say never should have happened.
Unfortunately, road rage is one of those things that happens quite often and gets reported sometimes.
Oklahoma City police investigating a case of road rage leading to shots fired on a busy metro interstate. Between Western and Santa Fe Avenues on I-240, police say something broke out between someone in a vehicle and someone else in this True Green truck. The True Green truck was shot 3 times and the driver of it shot once.
The driver of the True Green truck did sustain a superficial gunshot wound and has been treated at the hospital, but he's in stable condition. Nothing vital was hit. It was all muscle tissue that was injured.
Police had lanes of I-240 blocked off for a while as they investigated. While they're piecing together what happened, they say road rage leading to gunshots during rush hour is never something that should happen.
Nothing's worth having an argument via vehicles. It's a very dangerous situation, and really nothing calls for someone discharging a weapon at another moving vehicle on the highway.
Officials tell us they haven't made any arrests, but they're working any leads and do have some witness statements. If you have any information or saw it happen, you're asked to reach out to them. Reporting Dakota Wapkichi, KOCO 5 News.
In your next top 5, your first alert forecast. It's mild out there today, but some big changes are coming.
We better check in with our chief meteorologist, Damon Lane. Damon, I understand a major cold front tomorrow.
One that's going to move in tomorrow, and part of this day is going to feel like it's the middle of fall, and the other part of this day is going to feel like it's the middle of summertime still. So it's a mild day right now, 84 degrees, feels like 85 right now. Here in Oklahoma City and McLeod right now, 86 degrees. Outside this time of the year, we should be in the upper 80s, so we're running just a tad below that. But this 4 to 5 o'clock hour right now, this is usually the warmest time of the entire day. So there's still a chance for these temperatures just to jump up a few more degrees, but not much. Right now, 81 for Chandler, 82 in Shawnee. Look at this right here, though. 70s for Cherokee, Medford, Enid, and then the 90s down in southern Oklahoma. So we're definitely at least watching for some pretty big temperature changes that a lot of us, all of us, will feel as we go into tomorrow. So here's what we're looking ahead to. Trending much cooler for tomorrow. Cool enough that you're going to feel it, especially tomorrow night. Rain projections. We're still watching the tropics closely for the remnants of Hurricane Lorena, but we are making some changes to just how much rain is going to fall. And also, we're going into the second half of September eventually. I know we're still in early September, but we do have some changes on the way as well. Are we done with summer, or is this just fake fall? We'll talk a lot more about that and your first alert forecast coming up. Back to you.
All right, Damon, we'll see you soon. In your next top 5, first responders rushed to a motorcycle crash on the northwest side. Take a look. This was just before midnight near Northwest 39th and Tulsa Avenue, a bad crash. We reached out to Oklahoma City Police. All they could tell us was that this crash was deadly. They do not know yet what caused it.
In your next top 5, a man has died after he was walking along I-240 overnight. Troopers say that he had tried to cross the highway near Penn when that person was hit by a car. Troopers tell us the driver stayed there on scene. As of right now, no one's been arrested. And in fact, that driver was allowed to go home from that scene. And now to your next top 5. Students are starting a new school year for the first time since the Trump administration began downsizing the U.S. Department of Education.
Yeah, the president says he wants to send education back to the states, but critics are afraid that this could disrupt critical services. Our Washington correspondent Jackie DeFusco found out where the agency overhaul stands right now.
Students are heading back to the classroom after a busy summer at the U.S. Department of Education, where the Supreme Court recently paved the way for roughly 1,400 layoffs.
Are those staff members now gone as of today?
We are at about half of what we were at in January.
And Deputy Chief of Staff Lindsey Burke argues it's now a more efficient agency, pointing to a new partnership with the Department of Labor on career and technical education programs.
So I think that's a really good example of where we're able to take a step back, look at the key functions of the Department of Education, and really sort of rethink what management of those programs look like.
Burke says conversations about shifting other key functions like student loans, civil rights enforcement, and support for students with disabilities will happen down the road.
That does not mean that money goes away. It does not mean that any protections in federal law for those populations go away.
But there have been concerns raised about possible disruptions in services.
Superintendents have not reported a huge difference yet. We have heard, and there's been documented reports of delays or outright dismissals of civil rights investigations due to the loss of staff, perhaps.
Experts say the biggest impact of the agency overhaul to date has been general uncertainty around federal funding, which accounts for about 10% of education dollars overall.
It has been enormously chaotic.
The latest example, when the Trump administration abruptly paused billions of dollars in grant funding over the summer, then released it weeks later.
School districts are starting right now with pretty much the same federal money they got last year.
But the future remains unclear.
Can states and local governments expect and plan for the stability of federal funding moving forward, or should they be bracing for spending cuts?
We will see what Congress does moving forward, but we certainly want to provide continuity to states.
Now, President Trump's 2026 budget request to Congress would preserve some key federal funding streams like Title I funding for low-income schools and special education funding. But it also proposes consolidating and cutting a range of other K-12 grant programs. Live at the White House, I'm Jackie DeFusco, KOCO 5 News.
Well, Jackie, while we have you, I know that debate comes as many school districts across the country are struggling financially. Why is that?
Yeah, Evan, part of the picture here is that all of that, pandemic era funding for schools, that big boost that we saw during COVID, has largely expired at this point. But another big factor in a lot of districts is declining enrollment. As many people know, a big part of schools' budgets comes on a per student basis. So as they lose students, they also lose that funding, and they still have to preserve the services that they have in the district. While federal funding is capturing a lot of attention right now in the news, of course, one expert that I spoke to on school finances says that declining enrollment is really the #1 thing to watch as a sign of trouble at the local level. Back to you guys.